Good evening everybody and welcome back to my channel. So behind me is my Arctic Fox 811 truck camper. Another project that I'm working on is a slide topper awning installation. You can see one of the brackets up there, another one back here. But while I was up here I thought, you know what, this little piece of plastic trim was kind of starting to fall out at one end. It's in good shape. I've already replaced it once, but I thought I need to buy screws to mount the awning. So I might as well just buy a big bag of them and replace all of the screws in this gutter rail. These are same size screws, but they are stainless steel. I picked them up locally at Tacoma Screw. A bag of 100 of them was about $12.45 with tax. First thing I'll do is remove a few. And if you look closely, you can see just a little bit of rust on that one. And this one's got a little bit more rust on it. So in the process of replacing these, what I'm also going to do is put a little bit of sealant in each screw hole. And I'll dial my clutch back on my cordless drill quite a bit and run these screws in. And then what I'm going to do is go back and tighten them up by hand, because I don't want to run the risk of over torquing them with the drill and breaking them off. And that one is pretty tight. That one's not too bad. It's in really good shape. That one's got a little bit of rust on it. One thing that's kind of frustrating is that none of these screws so far have been driven in straight. As I do this, I'm only removing about 3 or 4 screws at a time. And I found that it's a little bit easier to start the screw with my handheld nut driver. And it's not necessary to tighten these super tight, because as you tighten them, then it ends up deforming this rail. I should clarify that. The tighter you put the screws, then it tends to deform this rail. Here's a little tip on how to get your insert to stay in place. So I've pulled the last screw out and arranged my insert so that it's reverse of how it will go in the track, and poked a screw through the hole here, and then I will double this back upon itself. First we'll go ahead and put a little sealant in that hole, and I think how I've done this before is I've trimmed back this edge. And it is a little bit tricky to get this started at the very beginning. Once you get the insert started, then just gradually work it in as you go down. How I'm doing it here is I'm stuffing it into the bottom and then compressing it together and then inserting it into the top.